Good evening, everyone, boys and girls, sins and automatons and stuff like that. Today, on Ghost Time Making Stuff, we are going to make a gun from Destiny. Yes, but you can also use the same principles and techniques to make something from Fallout. That is Institute laser rifle. Yes, that's what it's called. It's fantastic blue laser. So, let's get going.
Hello people, now we are going to start making this by drawing it out in about as accurate as I can do it here. It's about 70 centimeters long, and you have to freehand this in such a way because well, you are going to have to use this, and well, I think it should be properly fitted for your size. Anyway, so I'm just going to draw out all these things that are important for the things that are going to be carved away, and also things that are going to be added. Like the magazine, it's not going to be there, but I have to draw it anyway to place the things above it. It might seem to be a little bit of an odd order I'm going to make this in, but it will perfectly make sense. Like you see, now I have drawn out, and I'm going to start making the detailed part about over the magazine there. That shows the liquid thingy. That's, well, it works. I haven't really played Destiny, so the person that, well, wanted me to build this, that I built for a surprise to that person, well, explain it to me. So, anyway, there is the parts. You see, I just drawn them out to cut something out of flat plastic and, you know, see where all the holes are gonna be. And so on. You see there, I have a little bit of plastic that I have cut out, and now I'm just going to place that again with a lid that is the same size. You see, so there I can put in, and also another smaller one. And you see, this is kind of painted, which I'm going to scrape off later to, well, properly glue things on. And now I'm going to take this little foam here, and this is a very soft thing, and cut it so we have an angle, which is a bit out of the picture there, but you see how it looks like there. So just measure it and then cut it diagonally. It will be equally big on both sides. And I'm just going to wrap it around and glue it and put it back like that. And also scrape on some paint so I can glue it properly. Now, as you see, I'm doing this 2 times because it's going to be mirror turned to the other side of the gun, which I'm, from that point, we just show on one side because, why, you know, it's going to be on both sides anyway. So now I have one little flat piece of plastic, and we are going to draw out this little detail thing also and cut that out. You see, like that, and then glue it back on like that. And there's a bit of a space between the angle upper thing there. See, and now we're going to take this little lid from an old USB memory stick and put it on also like that, and some other little lids and stuff like that. I actually really like the design of this because it's kind of flat and cool, and if someone would like to adapt this technique to make an Institute rifle, because for all of you that goes here to watch Fallout stuff, you can use the same technique. Because I have noticed that many of you are requesting a lot of stuff for me to build from Fallout. And I don't blame you. That's a really damn good game. It's cool, and I've been a fan for a long time. Anyway, so now we're going to take a very, very long knife here, and make it be really sharp to make it. You're not going to cut it exactly into, except for in the front, where it's going to be straight. So we are going to break this off into 2 parts. And the problem with doing this is it's not going to be, you know, very, very straight, because a human is very bad at making completely straight lines. So I'm just going to cut this off, as you see there, on the places where I know it's going to be very, very much flat. And now we're going to make measurements starting from the top here, you know, cutting that things off and see so it have the same level, and so we can have something to do measurements from. And also doing, you know, basic little holes like that, going to be kind of straight right through. So I'm going to drill that. And now I'm going to try to do the same thing here by seeing how much is it in the back and the front and so on and so on and so on. This is gonna, if you take your time, it will look much better. Even though you can make it really super accurate if you, well, will take your time, but mostly if you have a millimeter off, no one will really see that, so why bother? And it's just going on forever. You see? Now it's like that. And I'm going to start to, you know, yeah, I've seen I already cut out the inner part there and also, you know, make it as straight as I could with all these little guide lines. And now we're going to make this handle much smaller because the person who has this is very much smaller than me, so well, she will enjoy this gun and actually going to hold it. Because she's going to take it to a convention, which you should with all your nice things. And also there are some details like that is going to be carved out later, so don't worry, I will come to that. Because it's lots of prep work to make this process much easier. And also this will gonna be, if you have a sharpening stone, or invest in one, because that's gonna make this process easier by sharpening up the knife many times, again. And now we are back to the detailed part there, which I'm going to make a little cut here and then cut so it can like go into the gun itself, because it's a part that it looks like it's part of the panels. So all that bullshit marking there, just ignore that. And I was gonna cut it, and you have to do this. Cut very many layers, thin little layers, so you don't overcut and it's deep and you have to replace and stuff like that. So just cut and test. This is a bit out of focus up in the corner there because, well, filming is not that easy all the time. And now I'm going to do it like that with a plastic tube, so we can get holes to put a magazine thingy, roddy, whatever it is, underneath this, because it has like kind of two magazines thingy I have explained for me. Excuse my lack of knowledge of Destiny, because I haven't played it yet. More than like 2 hours maybe. Anyway, so you see, we're going to put a little bit of EVA foam in there to make the space of the actual magazine like that. And that thing is inside that, so it will line up like it does in the game. And now we are going to cut out the lower holding handguard thing, which is going to be round. So when you have like the measurements of it, where it's gonna be like the highest point of it, you're just gonna do very many. You see, I have lines there that I follow with a knife, so it will make it much easier. And just cut that, and then we are going to sandpaper it, so it will be flat and very nice. And also you can just feel it on your hand. Oh, that feels good. Let's keep on that good feeling about it. Yes, you see, like that. And now we're going to actually glue on a panel here, because it actually goes a little bit over there. And just gonna cut it in the same shape as the other one, like that. And then now are going to sand it, so it will be very nice. I'm also doing this sanding like that because it has kind of finger ridges, whatever the word is, whatever. Forget, you see what I mean. So just sand that with shaping it over your finger, so it will be a little bit rounded. And now we're gonna have this little small candy cola can, and with the other parts. These parts, if you don't have see what they are, and I have to explain it. It is from fireworks. They're like kind of the little foot they have to stand up, so they shoot up in the sky. That's what they are, and there's a lot of them leftovers from New Year's Eve, which I have gone around and collected. And you see, now we have the little thing there also. And from that we are now going to, I have actually, pre-done all the lines there, because it's going to be like this rounded shape all over the top of the gun. Which you actually have, I have no really good idea. No idea how to make like round, except for if you take like sandpaper on like a round tube and do it, or just, well, you see, like that. Try to actually make it and take your time with it. It will be good, I think. And after that we're going to make all the little lines that connect all the panels from the gun, which also will take a lot of time here, but if you see, I try to look at the screen, try to see how it is, and so on. And I'm having this little thicker black marker here because it's easier to like understand how thick the line is going to be, because we're gonna cut it out later. And you see, I'm figuring out how it's going to be, and also we can take like help from actually rounded objects there. And you see, that's basically all the little lines that are going to be cut, and they're also going to be cut on the opposite side. And this is how you do it. You do it like that, except for the hole. This is just a test piece. And then you take a little bit of a flathead screwdriver and just pull up the dense foam thingy that I have there. This is dense isolation foam. I used it in the previous tutorials, so that's what it is, if you're still wondering. And you see, that's what it looks like. Nice and beautiful. Like that, yes. And also done the little details on the little handguard there. But now we are going to fix that by cutting it out as good as possible with the knife, so we can have the structure for it there. And then you can also draw a little guidelines to, so you still have edges between it, and then drill it. Be very careful with this, because you can actually very easily mess that up. I didn't do it, but I was almost doing it. See, there we have the little trench there, and I also glued one of this on a little old coloring yarn from the metal paint, and just squeezed in like that. And now I have cut out the stock that is pointing out, which I forgot to film, but you can kind of figure it out how I did that. And now we're going to just sand that. And I'm going to take this little pencil here and draw a line, because that's going to be black later. Yes, pencils are fantastic for many things. A good invention. I have to thank that person who invented the pencil. Yes, and now we're going to very, very carefully heat gun this so it gets sealed, so it will be looking nice when we paint it. On all the little places I have used the sandpaper and so on, because on the sides where there's still like how it was when it was manufactured, it's still very, very good. Yes, you see, I'm making this kind of properly for once. You see, everything is now nice. And now we are going to make the business end of the gun here by putting these things in there. And this, not drill bit, but a bit for using screws there. Just take that, and it's 8 edges, and just drill down on it. It will, the friction will make these really nice little holes that these things have without actually, making a drill hole. Actually, yeah, make it flat like that. Anyway, so now we're going to take paint and paint it white. We have to do this several times because it still was green after a while. At least this version of the gun is white. And now when we have done that, I also spray painted the little plastic parts on the side or in the magazine and so on, and just take some older, bigger jars and use them as templates for making the circles, like I did over there, and also the other black stuff that is going to be painted, because this cannot be spray painted. It will get destroyed if we do it, because it doesn't work very well with the aerosol, this styrofoam. It will just disintegrate. And now we're going to have this little flowering string that you use them to connect them to, well, you know, poles and stuff. Can be found in garden shops to make the little lines there. I actually took black duct tape on them later because I couldn't find anything else that actually worked very good to make them black, because you cannot paint them because they are too soft and it will just fall off. And I done this little template here for the marking, and I am doing it a little bit better like that. And this will also be made on the opposite side of the gun later on. But that is, I think that has synced in to you who are watching this by this point. I don't know why I'm mentioning that, because I don't think you are stupid who's watching. Anyway, and now we're gonna take a little grey and metal paint and rub it in around little the panels here, so we will have like collected some dirt and some distress over the time this gun has been used in this world of Destiny, and I'm still trying to hide up the fact that I know nothing about this game. I hope that's clear. Anyway, now we're going to take this little bit of rail mounts and put some nails on it, and then put some glue in on top of it there, and just push it down into the gun, so it will be very nicely secure and nice. You should use a hammer there, but well, it works also to use a screwdriver for that. And now you see I have the trigger there, which is a bit of a printer part. Well, it's a basic trigger looking thing. And now we're just gonna do the same thing, but doing a very much deeper hole with this screwdriver technique, and just push that in and glue it to secure it. And then when we have done that like that, it will look nice, and then it's kind of finished. I hope this was very helpful, and I hope people are doing this. So thank you for watching.